in charge of your own life. Like things just kind of happen to you, whether it's with your job, your relationships, even your health. Well, the source material we're looking at today suggests you have way more control over that script than you probably think.
The main idea from Dr. Murphy is actually pretty simple, but it's huge. Your outer world, everything you see and experience, is basically just a mirror. It's a direct reflection of what's going on inside your own head, in your world of thoughts and beliefs.
And that leads to this really crucial point. If you want to change your circumstances, your health, your finances, your happiness, you don't start by fighting what's outside. Nope. You start by changing your inner beliefs. The source is crystal clear on this. The change has to begin from within.
Okay, so let's get into the how. To understand how to actually change those beliefs, we need to get to know this incredibly powerful hidden engine that's running the whole show, your subconscious mind. This is the part of you that's really in the driver's seat most of the time. The best way to think about it is like it's your body's autopilot, or maybe the operating system on your computer. It takes care of your breathing, your heartbeat, and all those deep-seated habits you don't even think about. It doesn't argue or debate, it just accepts the commands, the thoughts your conscious mind gives it.
And you have got to get this. It never, ever sleeps. It's always on, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just soaking up suggestions, which means whether you're feeding it thoughts of success and confidence or thoughts of fear and doubt, it's taking it all in and getting right to work on it.
So, if our subconscious is this super powerful engine that we can program, the next question is obvious, right? How do we become the programmer? Well, Dr. Murphy gives us a really practical 3-step operator's manual for your mind.
This toolkit has 3 key parts. First, affirmations. This means you state your goal as if it's already happened. You're telling your mind it's a done deal. Second, you visualize. And this isn't just seeing it, you have to feel it. Feel the excitement, the joy of success. That feeling is the fuel. And third, faith. This is the deal breaker. You have to believe without a doubt that it's possible. That unwavering belief is what turns the key.
And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? As you sow in your subconscious mind, so shall you reap. It's just like a garden. The thoughts and beliefs you plant in the fertile soil of your subconscious, those are the exact results you're going to harvest in your life. You're always planting, so you might as well be deliberate about it.
All right, but planting new seeds is only half the battle. What about all the weeds and bugs that are already in the system? We all have negative programming, fears, and old resentments, so let's talk about how to clear out these obstacles that block us.
And this is where it gets really interesting, because it presents us with a stark choice. Fear and faith are 2 sides of the exact same coin. They're both incredibly powerful uses of your imagination. But when you focus on fear, you're essentially programming your subconscious to create the very thing you dread. On the other hand, focusing on faith directs that same exact power toward creating what you want. Same tool, totally different results.
Okay, another huge bug in the system that the source points out is resentment. Holding a grudge against someone, or even yourself, is like trying to run a marathon with a 50-pound backpack. It just drains your energy. So forgiveness, it's not really about letting the other person off the hook. It's for you. It's like a system flush that frees up all your mental power to focus on creating good things.
So when you start to do this, when you consciously program your mind with faith and you start clearing out the old junk like fear and resentment, something fundamental really shifts. You go from being a passenger who's just along for the ride to becoming the actual architect of your own life.
See, the big takeaway here is that destiny isn't some fixed point in the future. It's a habit. It's your habitual thinking. Every single thought you repeat carves a little pathway in your brain, kind of like water carving a canyon in a rock. Over time, those pathways become your go-to mental habits, and those habits build your personality and, ultimately, your fate. The trick is to be the one directing the flow, on purpose, every day.
All right, I've got one last powerful technique for you from the source, and this one is a real game changer. It turns out one of the absolute best, most effective times to communicate with your subconscious is right before you fall asleep. This is like the final gateway. Think about it. As you're drifting off, that conscious, logical mind of yours, the one that doubts and argues and overthinks everything, it starts to quiet down. Its guard is down, and that's when your subconscious is wide open, totally receptive to whatever you feed it. So if you repeat a simple affirmation about your goal right then, you're basically giving your mind its marching orders for the next 8 hours.
And that really just leaves us with one final and pretty empowering thought. You've got the tool, your subconscious mind. You've got the operator's manual. The power is literally in your head. So the only question left is, what new instructions, what new script are you going to give your mind as you